Part 4, the living intelligence within. The ego clings to control because it believes this illusion is what keeps it alive. To surrender feels like annihilation, and in many ways, it is. It's the death of the self that frantically orchestrates every outcome, the one white knuckling its way through existence, believing it's the author of reality. This terror explains why let go and let God can feel impossible. In practice, this surrender reveals itself as nothing short of psychological warfare. You're being asked to execute the very thing that has served as your identity since birth, the illusion that you are the master of your fate. The ego, sensing its imminent disillusion, will deploy every weapon in its arsenal. It will whisper seductive lies about responsibility and control. It will manufacture crises that seem to demand your immediate intervention. It will paint vivid pictures of chaos and ruin should you dare to step back from the helm. This is why the great teachers speak not of gentle release, but of complete capitulation to something infinitely greater than ourselves, a total surrender that cuts through the ego's elaborate defense systems in one decisive stroke. The ego understands with primal clarity that true surrender means its death. And like any cornered animal, it will fight with a ferocity that can catch even seasoned practitioners off guard. Yet those who have navigated this treacherous passage often describe moments when grace intervenes, cutting through the ego's resistance with divine exactitude. Barry once described how Christ appeared to him in a vision early on in his path, telling him he now worked for him. He said, "Okay, but I have no idea how to do this. So you have to show me everything. You take the wheel. It's all yours. Thy will, not my will." He said he meant that with every fiber in his being, not a shred of doubt, as if he were a drowning man finally releasing his death grip on a piece of driftwood to accept the lifeline thrown from above. Over time, he was then literally shown the exact next steps of what to do, and the right people and circumstances, and later a visitation from Christ himself again, appeared as if summoned by an invisible hand. This is what the LCS does when full surrender happens. And I do mean full surrender, 100% full surrender. True surrender demands everything, not 90%, not 99.9%, but again, 100% of control. It feels like being asked to step backward off a cliff in complete darkness, with only a voice you can't see promising there's a bridge beneath your feet. Every ounce of your being screams against taking that step, your survival instincts firing at maximum intensity, because releasing control feels indistinguishable from annihilation itself. It's like willingly putting your head on the chopping block, Gareth once told me. And make no mistake, the ego will inevitably rebel with questions like, but who will pay the bills? Who will handle responsibilities? How will anything get done? Yet every teacher I've encountered shared that that when we fully release our grip of control, life doesn't fall apart. Instead, the universe begins working through us in ways our small selves never could have orchestrated. That's because life unfolds spontaneously without requiring a separate doer to control each action. After profound surrender or awakening, the illusion of personal control dissolves, revealing that the body and mind operate as part of nature's automatic processes, with movements, thoughts, and decisions arising from a deeper intelligence rather than from the separate ego we imagined was running the show. This is what Barry, Gareth, Eva, and many of my mentors described as happening to them once doership dropped from them. Mooji once said, "I wake up and the slippers put themselves on my feet." The best example came from my mentor, Neringa, who, during a plant medicine ceremony, told the shaman she was worried that going too deep would leave her unable to handle basic functions like using the bathroom. But the body just did it all without me needing to do anything. Even when I was completely in another dimension, she said, it has an intelligence to it that takes care of itself, even without the mind. Life requires no constant management from the mind. The body simply moves itself. Decisions emerge effortlessly, and existence continues with profound ease, as if orchestrated by a greater intelligence far beyond our limited personal will. What replaces the exhausting illusion of control is complete trust in life's spontaneous unfolding, where we become witnesses to the miraculous dance of existence rather than its anxious choreographers. I experienced this once while driving from San Diego to Los Angeles, about 18 months into my awakening. I had reached a samadhi state the night before in a 4 hour meditation and was still riding high on that. On the drive, I suddenly felt a rush of energy flood through my consciousness, and reality began to shift around me. Without warning, I slipped into an altered state where my hands moved the steering wheel with complete autonomy, as if guided by an intelligence far beyond my own. The cars transformed into dancers in a cosmic ballet, weaving in and out with impossible precision, each vehicle finding its perfect position in a choreographed orchestration by some invisible maestro conducting the symphony of the freeway. Time seemed to dissolve as I became a witness to my own body navigating the freeway with impossible grace. My foot found the gas and brake. My eyes tracked distances and speeds with eagle-like clarity. Yet I was doing none of it. It was as if the entire highway had become one living organism, breathing and pulsing together. Cars merged seamlessly, gaps opened exactly when needed, and the flow of traffic moved like water, finding its natural course down a mountainside. The boundary between my car and the road, between my consciousness and the collective dance of dozens of vehicles, had completely vanished. I was no longer driving. I had become the driving itself, part of an intelligence so vast and intricate that my small mind could never have orchestrated such perfection. In that moment, I understood viscerally what the mystics mean when they say the universe lives us rather than us living in the universe. The divine, it turns out, has impeccable timing and flow and never needs to check the GPS.